Hi, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. The time you are seeing this video, my little channel has reached 100 subscribers. 100. Which isn't very much, I know. But it's still really nice to know that there are 100 people who are watching my videos. I think that's super cool. I'm doing a little mic test. I have one mic and two mics. One has a little foam cover, and one has a fluffy cover. And I really don't know how this video is going to turn out, but I think it would be fun to experience. Experiment. So, we're doing that today. I'm going to do a little about me video. I talk a little bit about personal life in my reading videos, but I don't share a lot. Obviously, not going to share anything super personal. I've already done an art video, so you guys know that I like to draw. I really love to draw. And I've done a concert video because I really love live music. Between those two, I do have some other hobbies that aren't just drawing and going to concerts. But I talk a little bit about myself today for kind of the same reason that my concert video was made. I do a lot of talking in a lot of my videos, but very rarely is it stuff that you can just tune out without missing important things. If you want to listen and not be worried about this is the video for you. You want to listen and not be worried about plot. This is the video for you. I'm just going to talk about myself. I'm just going to talk about myself, and you can tune it out. I have wanted to do ASMR for a really long time. I actually was going through my iPad and I found some videos that I took in college and I attempted to make ASMR before. I attempted to make before. They are very rambly, very messy. Not that my videos now are much less rambly or messy, but you know what I mean. I also found a screenshot from a Zoom class I was in because lockdown was when I was in college and I took a lot of Zoom classes, and someone had sent a message to the whole class in the chat saying that I should consider doing ASMR because my voice was very soothing, and I thought it was funny because I love doing ASMR, and it was nice to see that someone thought my voice was relaxing, even when I was just talking in a class in college. So, there's that. I really like to create things. I really like to create things. I love to write. I am writing a story right now that is about, I think we're almost 200 pages in. I really like to write longer form fiction, and who knows, maybe one day it will be my books that I'm reading on this channel and not Rowling's. Honestly, that would probably be preferable to me and my moral compass. To me and my moral compass. Because I do have some moral qualms reading Harry Potter. I think right now the thing that makes it alright for me is that one, I am supportive of things that Rowling vocally opposes in my personal life. So I'm sort of putting in the effort aside from doing YouTube, and also because my content does not give her any money at the moment, which is definitely risky because I am fully aware that at some point my reading videos might get copyright stricken, but for now we're just having fun. We're just enjoying ourselves, you know? We're just having a good time. But yeah, I like to write fictional stories, usually things that are vaguely either science fiction or supernatural. Um, I say vaguely because a lot of times my stories are way more character driven. I bet the audio just cut out, but I really use that space within my writing to explore human connection, human reactions to things. The sci-fi just kind of comes as a framework for all of that. Right now, the piece that I'm writing, that's almost 200 pages long, is, by definition, a ghost story. By definition, a ghost story. But it mostly focuses on my main character, who was a principal dancer for the New York City Ballet and has recently suffered a devastating car accident that has left her without the ability to dance. So she is in a wheelchair. She's returned to her estranged father's house to sort of cope with everything and recover. And while she is there, and there's also a little bit of romance between her and this woman who's living in the house as her caretaker, because the house is inhabited by the woman's father, her grandmother, and the father has hired the caretaker, um, who's also a very fun character to write. So I'm not super good at my elevator pitch yet, especially because I haven't finished the book. There's a lot that I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I am very excited about it. I don't share my writing very often, but I am currently sharing, and a little cursive there. I'm currently sharing with my writing group, which is a bunch of people that I knew from college. Several of the people in the group took a creative writing class with me, and we've added some more people along the way. So that's been super fun and definitely keeps me accountable with my writing. In addition to my writing and to drawing and concerts, I don't know what that noise is right now. Hold on. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I think my downstairs neighbors are singing opera, which would be so stereotypically disruptive. But I like my downstairs neighbors. I'm not upset about them. They don't know that I'm trying to film a video up here. But in addition to creating, I did ballet for about 17 years. I don't really give ballerina vibes, but I did do it for a really long time and I really love it. I was never incredible at it, but the knowledge that I've gained from dancing definitely plays into my writing. Um, I don't dance very much anymore. I was quite sick in 2022 and I lost a lot of muscle mass, not mass, muscle strength. And it's been very hard for me to make myself go back to dance and rebuild that muscle strength. I'm also very tired a lot because I work a very physical job. I work with special ed kids at a special education school. It is specific towards special ed, mostly kids with autism, and I do really love it. I love working in special ed. I love my kids, but oh my god, it's exhausting sometimes. Um, like I've talked about, I do get hurt there occasionally, which is emotionally exhausting. I also have been having some major changes going on. I have been moved from one classroom in one building with a group of kids to another classroom in a separate building with a different group of kids because my one-to-one, who is an 8-year-old boy, got moved between those classrooms. So I was obviously sent with him, but I've been very sad lately because I miss the kids in my old classroom. I had a really good bond with them, and some of them were very attached to me, and I was very attached to them. So I'm quite sad to be apart from them. Not the horn, but I think that I can definitely build some bonds with my new kids, and it will be a good time once I adjust. But anyway, my job is very exhausting, so I don't really have the mental or physical energy to sort of build back up to the level of dance I was at before I got sick. Um, Maybe one day I will do it. There's a dance like lesson company in my city. I've gone to a few classes there, and maybe at some point I'll start going there again. But yeah, I have a lot of little hobbies, a lot of little hobbies, and nothing I'm super amazing at. I'm definitely jack of all trades, master of none sort of person, but I like to have multiple ways that I can be creative and, you know, express myself. Nowadays, the physical hobby I have in the winter is skiing. I love to ski down the hill, down the hill, down the hill. I find it very meditative. I go alone a lot in the evenings. There's a little tiny, little tiny ski slope about 40 minutes from my house. It is not something that you would find fun if you are used to any kind of real mountain skiing. This place is basically a hill, but I go in the evenings, and it's not every evening, obviously. And it is just, meditative, relaxing. I can keep my muscles engaged. It's a good time and not as expensive because it's kind of a crappy hill. And I don't really have good skiing money. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of fun with a lot of things. Also, I would just like to be clear, I am not super productive. There are plenty of evenings where I just come home and lay in bed and watch YouTube or watch a show and just kind of tune the world out. I think I need that sometimes. Perhaps not as much as I do it, but I do think that it's necessary to an extent, especially with the sort of state of the world right now. Sometimes I just need to forget that everything is happening. But that is a sort of list of my, I guess, the things I like to do. I don't have a ton of fun facts about myself. I could tell you that I am a lifelong vegetarian. I was raised vegetarian by my parents because I have slightly granola, slightly hippie parents. Um, my father and my younger brother are no longer vegetarian. When my brother was a small child, we used to go on neighborhood camping trips. We'd each have a tent along the camping loop, and in the mornings, my brother would go around to each tent asking our neighborhood friends for meat, specifically bacon. And so my parents were like, obviously, he really doesn't want to be a vegetarian, and it's not really our place to stop him. So my dad, who'd sort of been missing meat anyway, um, stopped being a vegetarian along with my brother, but my mom and I stayed vegetarian. and we don't eat meat. I don't eat any meat. My mom eats fish, but I am fully vegetarian, not vegan. I don't think I could do that. I don't think that I could be vegan. But, you know, I also think that if I hadn't been raised vegetarian, I probably wouldn't have done it. I am someone who definitely really enjoys food and little things that make me happy, and I don't really believe in having to give something up just because, you know, you think you should if you don't have to. Obviously, that doesn't apply to everything, but I think life is difficult, and if something makes you happy and it's not harming anyone, I wouldn't be a vegetarian if I wasn't raised vegetarian, specifically, most likely, specifically because if something makes me happy and it's not harming anyone, I don't see the need of depriving myself of it. I was not raised Catholic. I don't have a lot of Catholic guilt for enjoying things. My mother, on the other hand. But yeah, that's a fun fact about me. A fun fact. It's not the most interesting fact. I'm also left-handed. Left-handed. So I'm actually really good at writing backwards. When I was in middle school, I used to bring a notebook to school. A notebook where I would write backwards in everything. Well, I guess this was forwards for you, but I would write backwards in class, and it would be like stories that I was writing and stuff that I didn't want anyone else to read. Problem with that, however, is that while I can write backwards, that's forward for you, so I can go forward for me, backwards for you. I cannot read backwards. So the contents of those journals are just as much of a mystery to me as they were to everyone I was hiding them from. An interesting thing is that there are a ton of left-handed people at my job. I don't know if there's really any scientific backing for people who are left-handed having sort of a slightly different way approaching life. I think that might be a little snobby to believe, but I do think most of the people who work at my job have to have a very similar personality type because it requires a lot of patience. A lot of patience. And, kind of a acceptance that things won't always go perfectly, and a lot of that sort of have patience, go with the flow, think creatively, try and make things work mentality is very important. Very important. So I just think it's interesting that in addition to us all being sort of similar personality wise, many of us are left-handed. My old classroom, for a while there were 4 staff members working in it, and 3 of those staff members, including myself, were left-handed. That is 75% and that's obviously not an accurate um, data collection for the whole school, but it sort of gives you an idea of just how many of us there are. I think it's just incredibly interesting. But yeah, those are really my only two fun facts. I'm not incredibly interesting. I don't have a ton of fun facts about myself, but thank you guys very much for 100 subscribers. I know it's not a huge milestone, but it is still a milestone, especially because the last time I tried to do this, I think I maybe got to 5 subscribers. to five, 5 subscribers. So this is definitely mildly better. I hope that everyone has a great afternoon, evening, morning, whatever.